offering your ego to the Sadguru or to the divine in whom you have faith and devotion. That is Bhakti Yoga. Then we come to the other yoga called Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the yoga where you use the intellect and the intuition to get to the subtler aspects of your beings, to know your still mind, and outwardly to know the workings of nature and how nature can be harnessed to help you to evolve according to your inner God. And the fourth yoga is called Raj Yoga, which is the technological yoga. And Lord Sri Krishna recommends this very highly. It is called the lightning path. The Raj Yoga is called the lightning path. This is the technological yoga in which you use specific states, techniques, and specific degrees of concentration to refine your mind to become the divine mind. And then this divine mind is later transformed into a more finer essence and then transformed to consciousness. So the whole Rajyogic process, I call it the alchemy of total transformation. इन लोगों का लगा दिया है कि YouTube वालों का? You got it. So now, in this system of Raj Yoga, it's a step-by-step system of Yam, which means restraints and disciplines to be obeyed. Then Niyams, which are the performance of certain duties regularly in order to attune your mind to a higher consciousness. Yam Niyam. Then there is the third discipline in yoga, which are like physical exercises, aerobic exercises. They're called asanas, postural integration, which tune your body and make your mind flexible to further the more advanced practices of yoga. So we have Yam, Niyam, Asana. Then we have Pranayama. Pranayama is the utilization of the life force energy in your body. The life force energy, Pran, is a bridge between humanity and divinity. It connects you. And they often say, Shwasa Dhane Sadhana. Pran or Swas is a wealth which humanity must use, by which he can remain healthy, he can detox his system, he can evolve his consciousness and prolong his life. A scientific process of pranayama helps you to prolong your life. After pranayama comes, when you do the pranayama in your spine, you magnetize your spine, and that magnetization of the spine automatically pulls your 5 sense telephones inward. The spine pulls your sense of sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing. All these 5 senses which go to the outer world, you get distracted by seeing something, then you get distracted by hearing something. So in order to facilitate a superior concentration, which is the nature of man, the distracting sense telephones which are outward going must be turned inwards. The connection to the outward must be disconnected. So this is called Pratyahara. And how does this happen? By magnetizing your spine, by doing your Kriya Yoga. All of you have done Kriya Yoga, and I think you know what it is. Shivranjan Yoga is also a part of advanced Kriya Yoga. So, when you do the Kriya practice, you magnetize your spine after pranayama. The magnetized spines makes your sight, taste, touch and five senses inward looking. They turn inwards. This is called the withdrawal of the senses from their objects. It's a way of life, but it's very scientific also. Now, after your senses have been withdrawn and are looking inwards towards the Kriya breath, you're not distracted by outward sceneries or outward sounds. Then you can do concentration. Concentration, what is concentration? Concentration is the faculty of exclusive attention, one-pointed attention. But it cannot be achieved immediately. When you try to bind your mind to a particular object, say an image of Lord Shiva, you bind your mind, and that is concentration. But suddenly the cook comes there with some cups of tea and kettles and saucers and whatnot. So the mind from the image of Shiva gets diverted. Then the mind, somebody is playing outside, then some deer come out under the trees. Again your mind gets distracted. So when you bring your distracted mind, when you pull it back to the subject of your concentration, the mind is like a distraught child, is running outward, hither and thither, darting here and there. To repeatedly bring the mind back again and again to the object of your concentration is called the process of concentration. This is how we are dealing with the quality of mind. The mind is not easy to deal with because it has tens of thousands and millions of thoughts which have to be disciplined and regulated. Like you discipline your physical body by asanas, so you have to discipline your degrees of your mental body by concentration and pranayama. So when you repeatedly bring your mind to the object of your attention, then there comes a time when your mind is steady and is able to focus on the object that you are looking to be attentive to. You are paying attention without attraction. But the moment you can pay attention without any distraction, the process of concentration takes a deeper form of concentration called meditation. So from dharana, which is concentration, you go to meditation, which is dhyan. So dhyan is a flow of your mind on the material objects. The material objects made of molecules and atoms. Now, as you keep concentrating on the image of Shiva, or say you're concentrating on the image of GuruNath, he is here. So you can concentrate on his physical object. Be careful, because as I'm describing to you, I may play the role of what I'm describing. I may literally start becoming subtle and disappearing. So this will happen because if you focus. So now you're totally focused on me. Your mind is not distracted. As you focus on me, the degree of your concentration is going to define the degree of refinement of your mind. And as your mind gets more and more refinement, as more and more refined, you get closer and closer to the truth called God. This is the name of the game. By concentration, refining the quality of your mind. Now the concentration, the beauty is the concentration, the substance of your mind which is being reformed, and the object which you are trying to focus on are basically made of the same material. But some grosser and some thinner. So you have to get through the grosser material of molecules and atoms. So as you keep looking on the Guru, you keep focusing, suddenly a strange thing in meditation or dhyan, you are in dhyan, in meditation now. And as you keep looking at your master, a very subtle thing happens. Your mind is focusing only on your master and his voice, nothing else. And suddenly, the degree of your concentration slips into a finer level, but that slipping of the finer level corresponds to your Guru's atomic body. As your concentration, you focus on your Guru, his atomic self becomes finer and you slip to a subatomic, your mind slips to a subatomic state, where you are not only seeing his atoms, but you are seeing his electrons, protons and neutrons. You know, like you see on a television, when it goes off, you see dot, 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 dot. You see the spatial difference between dot and dot. So as your concentration refines, the degree of refinement of the concentration determines the degree of refinement of your mind. This is a great secret which the yogis have brought to the world in the highest science of spiritual psychology. The psychology of spiritual awakening. And as you keep looking at the master, you get into a state of samadhi. This is a very simple samadhi, but you are not looking at his physical object, neither is your mind simultaneously become composed of atoms. Your mind has become subtle, like subatomic particles of electron, protons and neutrons. And so is the master's body of molecules dissolved to the subatomic level of electron, proton and neutrons as you enter the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi means where there are no thoughts. You are just hearing the sound of the Guru, understanding it without any mental effort. The thought-free stage of Samadhi. And your mind is corresponding to the subtlety of the body of the Guru, who is transformed into a very, very subatomic process. You only think hearing his voice and seeing his face. And that's all. And the face is tending to become more and more fluidic, like an ocean. It's tended to become more of vibration and less of matter, and like a negative. And soon your mind, along with the Guru, is composed into a vast lake of internal peace and joy. This is the next stage called Ananda Samadhi. Now you have gone into the state of Ananda Samadhi. This is a beautiful meditation. I'm walking you through the subtler and subtler states of your mind. The form of the Guru outside is nothing but a projection of the subtler states of your mind. As your concentration deepens, you will be able to see first my molecular body, then my atomic body, then my subatomic body, then my electroprotonic body, then the electron body, and then you will see my body of light. So as you go deeper and deeper in concentration, not shifting your eyes from me, you will certainly go into deeper and deeper states of concentration. Depends on how much you focus on me. I'm helping you with my awareness to concentrate on this physical body which is not me. I am the awareness, the physical body is now out of form. However, from your subtle samadhi of nirvichar, the thought-free state of samadhi, you get to a state which is Ananda Samadhi. In this you are floating in a vast ocean of bliss. The bliss is very subtle. It first appears to you as a profound peace in your eyes, heart and head. And there is only the feeling of I am. And I am enjoying this I am because me and my Guru are one. I am one. The world doesn't matter. I'm looking at my Guru, his sparkling eyes. I become one with the Guru's form, and I'm floating in a vast bliss of joy. But I still have the I, which is the ego. And as you see the body, temporarily the body of the Guru disappears and then appears like a negative or a film. But the idea is to keep your eyes open, not look here and there like people are fidgeting at the back. You should not move. It's a very high degree of concentration. You people are clearly not ready for what I'm giving you. I'm teaching you PhD and you're just at the second grade. Don't move. Keep looking at me. Why are you not looking at me? If that gentleman cannot sit, go back and sit in a chair. If you cannot sit on the floor, you're not to move. You're to look at me only. And as you're floating in the vast sea of joy, you are in a subtler state, a mechanism which is called a tool to getting to God. It's a technique called Ananda Samadhi. And your mind, from electron, protons and neutrons, the neutron has disappeared into the proton and your mind is only electroprotonic now. As you're seeing, the molecule disappears into the atom. As your mind becomes subtler, the atom disappears into the electron, proton and neutron. As your mind goes into, from Nirvikalpa Samadhi, your neutron disappears into the proton and you are electroprotonic mind. The proton is the I, it is the atom. It is the desire in every human being. That is the ego. And you are looking and there is only one. There's no you and I, there's only one I. And then as you keep looking deeper and deeper, the Sadguru guides you. He refines your mind by his talk. As you concentrate degree by degree, your mind gets more and more refined from the electro-proto-neutronic to the electroprotonic mind. And then suddenly, from Ananda Samadhi, you slip into a sudden state of Asmit Samadhi, where your I, the proton disappears, the I disappears and your mind is composed only of the electron. The Guru is only the electron of luminosity. He is only light. This experiment I am giving you in the way of life of yoga will depend upon the degree of your relaxed concentration on the image of the Master. To that degree you will get the result. I am there for you. Be totally relaxed. Focus on me. And now only, I am not made of neutrons. They have been absorbed into the proton. The proton has been absorbed into the electron. And that's how your mind becomes more and more refined. From an atomic mind, it's just become an electron. The quality of the electron is luminosity. And here, as you look at me, you become more and more silent. Very, very silent. I'm not only giving you a lecture, I'm giving you a practical demonstration. This is an experiential satsang which only a Sadguru can give you, any true Sadguru. If he is not a Sadguru, then most probably he is not qualified to give it to you. And as you look at this electronic, remember the electron is just 1 mile slower than the speed of light. And as you see the form of your Guru as the light, the Sadguru is coming into your third eye as a dot, then he's expanding as a form and figure, and then he's floating like an ocean, he becomes like a lake and disappears. Here the black becomes white and the white becomes black like a negative. And at moments the Sadguru's form disappears. And then as you see him, some see the passage, the tunnel of electrons leading you in a vortex. Your mind becomes refined and becomes a vortex leading you from the electron, the particle. It leads you into the big wave of light. And you have become light. The room has become light. The Guru has become light. And your mind has become very subtle from the subatomic particles to the electron to light itself. This is the process of yoga. This is the process of the alchemy of total transformation, which yogis take life after life, which I'm compressing to you in a nutshell within 1 hour, 45 minutes, that's all. And here you're floating in a sea. you have gone into the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So your mind has become more and more refined, from the molecular to the atomic, subatomic, electronic, and now your mind has become light. So yoga is the science of all sciences because it deals with the science of man. If man were not there and not given much importance, all sciences would go to hell because there would be nobody to organize them, nobody to command them, nobody to receive them, nobody to teach, and nobody to learn. If it hadn't been for the science of yoga, the alchemy of total transformation. And here as the light I am floating, the room is filled and flooded with light. Now from light we have to go to a higher stage of light. As you keep concentrating, the concentration has become a vast awareness where you are totally absorbed in the sound and the face of your master, which is keeping appearing and disappearing into light. When you see him as a form, he is a particle electron. And when you see him as light, he is the wave light. He is a wave of light and a particle electron. This is the wave-particle duality. This still hasn't been discovered by science. Science has not discovered it. Science has not been able to tell the difference whether this creation is matter, a particle, or whether the creation is a wave. Whether creation is light or whether it is matter, they have not been able to decipher. The yogi, by personal practical experience, not only has discovered this truth, that it is beyond light, the whole of creation. Not only does the Sadguru do that, but he makes every single person who comes to his Satsang, whether he is prepared or ready or not, and gives them a partial degree of his experience of truth to the degree of their receptivity to his experiential transmission. And as you see the light tends to become colorless. And as your thoughts die away, the light are thoughts, thoughts are light. And as he speaks, your thoughts become no thought and just a wave of lightless light. And there is a vast stillness as you keep looking at him. The Guru disappears, you have no eye, and you are in a stage of Dharmamekh Samadhi. That is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Beyond this I cannot take you to the finale. Nobody can. It's your effort. And as you are in the stillness, you have glimpsed the dazzling light of the shadow of God. The shadow of God is like the sunburst of a countless supernovae. Then, O Lord, if at one moment, time and place, the sunburst of a countless supernovae occur, that will scarce suffice to show thy shadow. O Lord, what must be thy light? So this makes your mind paralyzed, vacuum, nothing, and still with the presence of God. You now have got the awareness. The awareness is the divine within you. He is the witness, and you are in this state. This is the degree of refinement of the physical, of the chattering mind of the human race to a still mind where everyone can be enlightened and a Buddha. Freedom from mind is moksha. So the Sadguru takes you to a temporary moksha. And now you may close your eyes. In that stillness, O Lord, thy beauty lies. Hold your silence, stillness still. And as you move out of your physical body, which is the temple, you are the soul swan of light. You get to the top of your head and fly out of your body temple. You go higher and higher and higher towards the divine. Where the wings of the swan are spread out, the electronic body becomes a wave. There is no form. And you go high and you merge into the absolute. There is no night and day, no form. Absolute silence. A state of thought-free tranquility. This pure awareness is the first stage experience at the doorway, footsteps of God. This is the Shivaranjan Yoga, where Shiva and Shakti unite to get into the Supreme Lord. Experience the shadow of His silence. Now take a deep breath of love. And then come down from that state of silence. You reverse it. Get your form of the Hamsa swan. As slowly, by permutation combinations, the stillness of the molecules and atoms, electron, proton and neutrons, by permutation combination, they re-aggregate to form the image of the swan. And as you fly lower and lower, you, the soul swan, perch on top of your body temple, on the top of your head, flooding your body with the rainbow-colored light of love, wisdom and truth. You are healed and made whole again. This is the gift of the Sadguru to his disciples, so that they may practice the Shivaranjan Yoga, which I am teaching today, and the Kriya Yoga. Inhale deeply, hold your breath, exhale. Anandamananda prasannam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodharupam Yogendra Midyam Bhavarogya Vaidyam Srimad Gurum Nityam Aham Bhajami. Now open your eyes and relax. So this itself is a miracle, if you choose to call it so, but I call it science, to within a period of 45 minutes to disintegrate your atomic and subatomic particles and to integrate them again into your body so you can run to the toilet and move out. This itself is a miracle. So now, I am going to relax and give you, I know this is way beyond the PhD, way beyond any study which any guru or teacher can give you, but I have given this out of a love of heart, out of compassion. You cannot do this every day, but you can practice the techniques which I give you in Kriya Yoga to achieve this state. Stretch your feet out, relax. And now I will take question answers, and the question answers here are compared by our Kriyacharya, Hamsa Kriyacharya, Alok J. And the inner ones, I don't know how you do it from here, but I will invite question answers. You see, the whole secret, I've given you the creme de la creme of yoga. And who says that the Indian people as heathens and they are backward people, they are just chanting and they know nothing? They are the most scientific people in the world, because you've gone hobos clubber, looking at the trees and monkeys and, researching on the rhesus monkey, somebody is researching on the blue whale, somebody on the types of cats there are. The Indian person says, come on, you people from the West, research on yourself, for there is God within you. Research upon yourself. This is very, very important to know. And today you have known. Now I will take questions.
There is a question from YouTube. What is the significance of Tochar in the practice?
What is the
significance of Tochar in the Kriya practice?
Okay.
It's from Jonathan in London.
From?
Jonathan in London.
Okay. So that means he is a Kriya yogi because he knows the Tochar. Is he a Kriya yogi?
We don't know. Mostly here.
Okay. So now, the Tochar is a form. I was talking to you about the vastest, the most advanced yoga, which is called the Raj Yoga and the Samadhi Yoga. I took you to the highest states. This is about a fundamental and yoga which I teach, without which the higher yoga cannot happen. This yoga is very crucial to us. It is called Kriya Yoga. In Kriya Yoga, there is a practice called Tochar Kriya. Now, we have meridian points in our spine. 3 meridian points are very knotted. What are these meridian points? They are composed of ultrasound and vibration. It is pran vibrating at a very high intensity. So when pran is vibrating at a very high intensity, it forms a knot called a granthi. And Tochar Kriyas are mentally striking these knots, these granthis, to loosen the pranic threads of Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. These 3, there are yogic techniques called Tochar Kriyas to reduce and loosen these granthis so that the upward flowing consciousness of Chaitanya the Jivatmic consciousness may flow to Sahasrara and merge into the Paramatmic consciousness. That technique which I meditated with you just now was an advanced technique of a type of Tochar. Yes.
I'll ask a question from YouTube.
Sushruth, just see if you can manage some tea or something. Can you? Huh?
It's coming.
After the retreat, okay. Okay, next question.
Hello.
Yes?
So now there's a question on YouTube. Was Jesus a yogi?
What?
Was Jesus a yogi?
Was Jesus a yogi?
Yes.
You see, according to there's a specific definition and a general definition. In a general in a general definition, anyone who lives a disciplined and healthy life is leading a yogic life according to the circadian rhythms of nature. But in Jesus' case, not only was a natural yogi, but he was specifically a yogi also. Jesus, and it is mentioned in certain books like Autobiography of a Yogi and other places where Jesus knew and practiced a certain form of a pranic discipline and meditation. They say he prayed, but this discipline was never given out publicly as a teaching. I think only the younger, the inner group of the Hebrews and the Jews who were there with him, they knew about this breathing technique. Because that time there were no microphones, no televisions, no media to spread. So if Jesus had a crowd of say 50 people, it would be a very, very big thing. There was one means of communication, however, through the men and the ladies of the place. If the news spread, then by coconut telegraph, by chatter, mouth to ear, the news used to spread, and hundreds of people used to come for the talk. So there was a way of spreading this information. And he was a yogi, because they say that on the last day, he brought up his pran. He brought up his pran to his head, Sahasrara, and when they took him down from the cross, by yogic method, he brought down the pran, resuscitated, resurrected his body on the 3rd day. Because he said in the Bible, he said, you destroy this temple and I will raise it and build it up in 3 days. But the temple, he meant his body. So when he was laid in the tomb, 3 days later he arose. The same thing was done by the great yogi Lahiri Mahasaya. He not only did he arise, but Jesus was from the cross laid in the tomb, but the body was intact. Lahiri Mahasaya's body was burnt, and he reconstructed it from the burnt body and appeared to 7 people. Yoga Avatar Lahiri Mahasaya. That is the greatest resurrection I have seen. In the case of Jnana Avatar Sri Yukteswar, he resurrected. After being buried, he resurrected and appeared to 3 to 5 people at the same time and said, "Don't worry, I am alive." And he appeared to Paramahansa Yogananda in Bombay in the Regent Hotel. And he gripped Sri Yukteswar. And he said, when I gripped it, the body was very ethereal and spiritual and light. And I could feel the tingling in my inner arms even after he had left me. He said, I must go now. And Yogananda said, I will not leave you, I will not leave you. So Yukteswar said, no, but it's time now. I have to, it's enough, I've given you darshan. And Yogananda didn't leave him, so he just melted and dissolved from between his arms and disappeared. What did I teach you about dissolution? Your mind. I took your grosser mind, right? I took your grosser mind, and from a molecular mind I made it atomic, then subatomic, electroprotonic, electronic, and mind of light, right? That is the same process with Sri Yukteswar, but in a much faster sequence. He employs the same process of disintegrating and integrating a body, and disintegrating the body by the I-ness, the ego, the mind, the senses, the Mahatattvas, the Tanmatras, Tattvas, the senses. That's how the body is made. The Nirman Kaya, the body is created, and it is disintegrated. Is this clearly explained? Yes. Next question.
Gurunath, I have 2 practical questions. One of them practice manifestation. I would like to know your view on this, please.
My view on this, that there is a process of manifestation and absorption. So when you manifest, you are outward going, your senses are outward going. You manifest, they say, by some lucky chance, you are a very wealthy person, you can manifest money, you can manifest fame and name. These are material things. They take you in the outer world and they get you caught and trapped in the wheel of life and death. This is Maya. What I am teaching is to lessen your manifestation, lessen your physical demands, take all that energy and focus it on God. Because what is it by manifesting which you can manifest all? My answer is, God is that by manifesting or realizing which you can manifest and realize all. This is the answer to those foolish people who try to, manifest a golden ring, a little jewelry, and try to do some tantra, and somebody donates them a car, or they create. These are stupid things. You are going for pieces of glass. The real gold and diamond is the Lord God, who is immortal, unshakable, unchangeable, everlasting, eternal, from eternity to eternity, is the Lord of our divinity, our breath and life and love and livingness, and everything that we are and we are not is the Lord God. So ye foolish people, turn your minds inward and seek that which, by seeking which, you will find all. What is that? By knowing which I may know all. God is that by knowing which you may know all. What is that? By having which I may know, I may have all. God is that by having which you may have all. What is that? By manifesting which I may manifest. God is that by manifesting which you may manifest all. O ye foolish outgoing people of the world, can you not see? Is there any bigger manifester than God? He has manifested the whole of creation. So what more do you want to manifest? When he's already manifested creation, my reasoning is this: when God has already manifested creation, there is nothing more to manifest. Oh, we foolish human beings are so foolish, O Lord. Forgive us for our pompous ego and thinking that we can manifest. You can manifest nothing. So after he has manifested creation, your ego still pipes up and says, I want to play God and I want to manifest a little something. That's playing ego. Manifesting is humbly merging into God and becoming one with Him. That is the greatest manifestation you can have. What more can I tell you?
Not there is only one more question because it's already 12 o'clock. We should start with the teachings.
I want to leave these people, but they do not want to leave me. If you tell them, put up your hands, if you want to carry on, they'll all put up their hands. See? Only 3 people. Oh. Okay, put up your hands, those who want to be here longer. Put up your hands, they don't understand. Put up your hands if you want to be here with me more time. Put up your hands. They don't understand English. Everybody put up your hands. There you see 10% results. Okay. Okay, last question.
GrandMaster, what is the importance of the sun in human evolution?
What is the importance of
The sun in human evolution.
The sun and the moon both have beneficial effects on the circadian rhythms of the earth, on its evolution. Like the sun, its warmth, it gives us the necessary vitamins, the necessary nourishment. It makes us grow. It makes intelligence grow. It is so vast. Its benefits are so vast that it's impossible to pin down. But if there were no sun for a year or so, life on earth would die. So sun is known as the pran, the life of the earth. The life of the solar system is the sun. And that's why they sing, no? Hey, he Surya, hey, he Surya, hey, he Surya, hey, he Surya, hey, he Surya Sahasrasho, Tejo Rashe Jagat Pate. It's come up. Ano Kampai Mam Devo Grahanartham Namostate. Therefore, he is the life giver. And don't think he doesn't listen to our call. The moment you call him, he Surya, he will come. How many of you this side noticed him coming when we were chanting? Who didn't notice it? Who didn't notice the Surya coming when we chanted? Who noticed it when we are coming? Raise your hands. But there's some people who are not raising the hands in any way. So there's no. So anyway, he is the life of the earth, the flesh of our flesh, the blood of our blood, and the soul of our souls. And he is the first Kriya Yoga Guru. The only thing is you breathe for 12 seconds up and down. His one breath up and down is for 12 years. So he is the Lord. And behind him, the reigning power of the Surya, the ball of fire, has an informing spirit. That informing spirit is the God of our solar system. Above him, there is another about whom we know nothing. That is the Lord God, who inspires the Surya also. Om Anandam Anandakara Prasannam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodha Rupam Yogendra Mediam Bhavarogya Vaidyam Shrimat Gurum Nityam Maham Bhajami. Om. With this, au revoir, arrivederci. Arrivederci means I will see you again at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever. Auf Wiedersehen. It all means we will meet again. Very nice.